At the beginning of my last video that you should totally check it out, it's one of the best I ever made, it's on a card popping out right now somewhere at the screen. I mentioned a lot of times that I am not a gamer, but I also showed that there were some exceptions, and that I had 133 hours in one specific game. This game being The Binding of Isaac Rebirth. But now, why is that? What this game, The Binding of Isaac, has of so special that I decided to dedicate more than 100 hours of my life to? Well, that's what I will explain in this video. But this time, not alone. Yeah, this is one of my favorite games of all time. Hey, it's me, the bad audio quality man or something from the last video. And yeah, you may notice that my voice is a little bit weird while recording this. And that's because I suck too much tanning. That is because I was kinda sick while recording it, so yeah, deal with it. I remember the exact day I downloaded The Binding of Isaac Rebirth. I was really fucking bored since at that time I was dedicating myself mostly to learn about music and producing. I didn't have any big projects at the time, so I had a lot of free time. Funny comparing to my current state where I have 3 projects at the same time. Hahaha. I'm going to die. And to encourage me to keep working on them, including this channel, how about you leave a like and a comment on this video. Now seriously, don't just ignore this as a generic YouTuber warning. Shut the fuck up! I'm a beginner channel and you sharing this video with your friends, commenting and leaving a like, and even if you like this video, checking the other ones and subscribing can really help me. I recommend this one right here. I really dedicated myself into making it and you probably enjoy it if you enjoy this one. So now, let's stop padding out and explain why I enjoy this game so much. Isaac's mother was a real religious woman and Isaac liked Satan. Not just kidding, Isaac was a normal kid and his mother was psychotic. One day she heard voices in her head from God and decided to kill her son. He then locks himself inside a basement trying to save himself and finds a passage to an underground place. He then enters this mysterious hole and there he would find secrets that he was not ready to understand. This intro right here explains basically the whole atmosphere of this game. Something pretty goofy and dumb, but at the same time kinda weird and scary. Having these completely mutilated and deformed creatures that attack you and fart. It's a mixture that at first maybe doesn't really seem to fit, but is so well executed that works really well, delivering something new and at the same time funny and bizarre. But now, how do this game really work? Like, what's its gameplay like? Let me show you. Let's start with the basic stuff. You can move in 8 directions, shoot tears, the character that I'm using shoots this blast at this time, but what I really like about this game is how the enemies work. The enemies at the start aren't very complex. They're usually pretty simple, but what's really interesting is the way the games build combinations of them. The way they do this is very smart. Another cool thing about this is the way you unlock new levels. Something that is pretty common in roguelikes is the replayability, unlocking new things as more as you play the game. But here in The Binding of Isaac Rebirth, I feel like it's taken to another level. One of my favorite levels is definitely the Ultra. Not just it carries a meaning of the story of the game, but also its completely bizarre place. The fear of unknown and the atmosphere in this place is really cool. The game is constantly introducing new and improved mechanics in a very intuitive way. But now enough of this nerd shit, let's talk about the cool parts. The design and art. This is probably one of the best parts of the game. It's not just good in a technical way, but also in the creative parts. A lot of times the enemy looks scary, even disgusting, and in other times you're fighting literal turds. The scenarios are also pretty cool, varying a lot, going from simple caves to well, this. The designs of the bosses are also something that I'd like to talk about. The first bosses you ever fight are pretty simple, not bad, they're pretty cool, but what I really love are the ones that come after. Polycephalus is definitely one of my favorites. He looks really badass and is part of that scary group I saw. Not just that, but he looks kinda sad, even scared, but at the same time really threatening. The Hound, on the other hand, is part of that really goofy and funny. Like, look at his fucking face, I want to punch him to death. He has little cones that show up and help you attack you too, and being kinda, well, fat and looking so dumb, it doesn't make him look very threatening. At least, that's what I thought before going with everything I had to kill him, and he beating up my ass. And I also like to talk about It Lives, that is definitively one of the weirdest one I saw. If you couldn't tell, he's from the Uteri level, and well, I think it's very obvious the symbolism here. Some honorable mentions before we proceed to the next part: the Mother, the Bloat, Mega Fatty, Monstro, and Dingo. Now let's proceed to talk about the music of this game. Through the absolute craziness and aggressiveness from Deep Terra Sonata to the weirdest and melancholic The Calm, the game's soundtrack is a masterpiece. Just like the art, it's not great just technically, even though I'm still surprised to this day about how professional it sounds, but also great in a creative way. I've separated a couple tracks to talk about, so first, let's go to the one I just mentioned, Deep Terra Sonata. This is one of the first songs you ever hear while playing, and it's an absolute gem. I found myself literally headbanging to this song a couple times when I first played this. It starts with a couple synth, bass, and really aggressive drums, and not much time after, a distorted piano enters, making the track sound even more aggressive. Only when some strings come, it relaxes, with a lot of quotation marks, but not much time after, the piano comes back, this time reversed, and the tracks continue to grow even more. And when this guitar comes in, holy crap, this is the best part. This track is perfect from the first level, it fits really well, having not just this aggressive feeling, but making you feel almost like you're in a mission or something. And it's part of the more rocky part of this soundtrack, that is definitively a big part of the host of this game. But another big part of this game hosts is the more ambient stuff, such as Abyss, not this one, but now that it shows up, how about you watch this video after you finish this one? It would be very cool of you and would help me a lot, but I already talked about this earlier on this video, so let's continue to Abyss. This track starts with a really simple drum beat, and with things similar to people whispering. It's really unnerving, and further we begin to hear things similar to voices or choruses, together with these instruments. It all doesn't really fit together and is really uncanny, but at the same time, that's the objective, make you feel uncomfortable, and it really works. But it can get worse, and in this case, better actually. This track, Jonathan Davis, is that you? It's self-explanatory, I don't need to say anything. But now, you wanna hear something even weirder? Listen to Hush. I want my mother. Oh no, actually no. This video didn't end up very well. Yeah, it really didn't. And the only way for me to get out of here is if you leave a like, a comment, and share this video. And if you want Isaac to get out of here, subscribe, because if you don't, I'll trap him inside this box forever. But now, well, goodbye.